Good morning. I'm Sarah. This is Willa Nasatir. We're in her studio in Gowanus, next to the AutoZone, where she paints. And what else do you do here?
Eat lunch. I've been here for 4 years. I make paintings, drawings, photographs. I'm moving my studio to Bushwick.
Okay, I have a question. So,
I feel like you're trolling me already.
I am not trolling you. When did you decide you wanted to be an artist?
I didn't really think it was an option for a long time. Like, I went to Cooper Union, and even during that time period, I didn't really understand that. Like, I was like, oh, I want to be around artists, and I want to like learn the things that artists would learn in school, but I don't feel as if I am like the version of an artist that I was told, like, you know, like the kid that's like scribbling away, like Nicole, basically, you know, like, and so I think I just felt like I was very interested in art, or like trying to mirror the way that artists like acted. And then one day I just sort of realized it was. I was really, it's like a teenage lifestyle photographer. I got really into taking pictures of my friends and kind of trying to make my life look more exciting than it was at the time. I think I was like emulating fashion photographs that I had seen, and I was like, I want to be Terry Richardson. And
Heavy flash.
Yeah, like heavy flash, like giving my friends pints of Smirnoff and trying to get them as drunk as possible and then take their picture. So I was like this closeted 16-year-old trying to emulate a aesthetic of this like pervy man, to like learn how to objectify people in the proper way. And then I went to art school and then realized that the relationship between the subject and the person who is taking the picture, it's like a much more complicated and fraught dynamic that like I felt like I didn't want to participate in. But then I was like, oh yeah, you shouldn't take pictures of people. Like, if you want to talk about the thing that I want to talk about, you do it without using people.
Okay, so you had to find a way to represent people, your feelings about people, without making work that was too figurative, too, objectifying. Essentially to make your work bodily and erotic, but not figurative. And without resorting to metaphor, like no phallic flowers or whatever.
Yeah. My friend Rosie, who's a poet, like they were looking at my paintings and they were like, it's not metaphor, it's metonym. It's like the symbol is not a representation of like the thing, it just is the thing. It's like the flower is not a phallus, the flower is a flower. Like, and it exists alongside the body. The inanimate and like the human, or like the human and the non-human being superimposed on top of one another and being like having fluidity there, like objects and devices that we use alongside our body are not like a replacement for like something else. I started making these sculptures where I was like piecing together bodily forms out of like non-human detritus in my
at Cooper.
Yeah, it started a little bit after college.
And you would photograph the sculptures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I remember one involving, I hate to say it, a cucumber, I believe. Was it a cucumber?
What are you talking about?
It was at Dana Tortorici's apartment.
Oh no, that was like a succulent plant. It was like the leaf of a succulent. It was like a long tongue of aloe.
Oh, see, that is better. I'm sorry I said cucumber.
No, it's okay. Yeah, you really just assumed there something about me. But that was in my parents' backyard in California, and I sanded off like the face of my friend who I was photographing and like stripped away. What's that?
The face from the photograph.
Yeah, the photograph is like, so I took this picture of her with this piece of aloe jammed inside of her mouth, and then I erased parts of her face. I was taking these photographs of people and then sanding down different parts of their face in the images to like figure out at what point something no longer looks like a human being. It became like I was excited about when you feel like you have like made something disappear, but actually when other people are looking at the thing, they don't notice what it is that has been disappeared. So it's actually more interesting for a viewer when there's like still a key into the image and still like a part of it where that like gives you entry into not just total abstraction, which I feel like exists in my paintings too, where there is like a recognizable symbol that then like hopefully like dissolves into abstraction. So it's not just a pure field of shape, like it's shapes, but then there's also something that roots it in like the real.
So here on the wall behind you, we have starting points for 3 different paintings.
Parts of them got incorporated into that painting. The photograph that is like next to it is a photo I took in 2018. That painting, I started making these drawings of like cut fruit and chests when I was like hanging out with my sibling after they got top surgery. I liked the thing of like fruit and bodies, and then I found this photo I had taken of like split coconuts that I had painted the inside of, that I was like, oh, this was like the precursor to the painting. There's like a lot of I find like old photographs that have like a twin in a painting that I didn't necessarily know I was making at the time, but they all have like it's sort of like a prototype for the body that then exists in the painting.
Okay, well, last question. What are you watching on TV?
I have a problem wherein I fall asleep within 4 minutes of whatever it is that I put on television. So there's a lot of things that I like ostensibly have watched recently, but my understanding of them is entirely my girlfriend's retelling of what happened. Yeah, we can end there.